Peace through strength, the phrase of today. The end of this video will inform you of additional ingredients that is required to succeed. Throughout the Old English epic Beowulf, the idea that lasting peace is secured through strength, courage, and decisive leadership is a central theme. The poem repeatedly shows that stability in a kingdom depends on the presence of a protector whose power deters threats and inspires loyalty. Join me in this video and I will show you how Beowulf managed to counter evil. I will also tell you how he managed to save his country from a prophecy of doom and create a long-lasting success story. The Danish kingdom of Hrothgar offers the first example. His hall, hear it, symbolizes peace and cultural flourishing, but that peace survives only so long as it is defended. When Grendel begins his murderous attacks, Hrothgar's warriors cannot stop him, and their failure reveals an uncomfortable truth. Without the strength to protect it, even a prosperous and honorable society is vulnerable. The coming of Beowulf restores hope precisely because he embodies the kind of strength required to re-establish peace. His victory over Grendel, and later Grendel's mother, demonstrates that peace returns only when someone is willing and able to confront violence directly. In an even more violent way, Beowulf's own reign as king further deepens the theme. For 50 years, his physical power, wisdom, and reputation as a warrior maintained stability in Gotland. There are no recorded wars, invasions, or internal revolts during his rule, not because threats never existed, but because his formidable presence discouraged them. His people lived in security because others knew that Beowulf was ready to defend them and powerful enough to prevail. Even Beowulf's final battle with the dragon illustrates the ideal that peace demands strength. Though old, he chooses to face the threat himself. Beowulf's willingness to fight, even at the cost of his life, embodies the principle that a leader must confront danger to safeguard the peace of his people. In Beowulf, peace is not a natural state. It is an achievement that requires vigilance, courage, and the capacity for force. But there is more to it than that. The saga is an example of cultural appropriation gone wild. The most important work of English literature. It's actually Swedish, because quality lasts. Now I wish I could say, buy the original book for me and I will send it to you. But we do not have its stock, and we will never get it either. The ancient Swedes did not write anything down on paper. They did, however, engrave runor on stones, but as you can imagine, those texts are rather short since the poets of those years had a tendency to die really young in battle, and that means there was not much time to excel in stone carving. However, we do sell the poster. And now it is time to talk about the actual legacy of Beowulf. At the end of the poem, it is prophesied that when Beowulf dies, the Swedes will once again invade and destroy Gotland, since the strong leader who kept them in check is gone. That never happened due to the planning and deal-making by the ruler of Gotland. Peace finally came when Ivar Straben from Alva traveled overseas and made peace with the Swedish king. The people of Gotland joined the Swedish kingdom of their own free will so that they could freely and without risk travel to all places in the Swedish kingdom without customs and other fees. They formed a steady alliance that would last for centuries. This is according to the Gutta saga. The quote should be, "Peace through strength and alliances." And yes, you can regard this as unsolicited advice, which is what we Swedes nowadays are best known for.